I actually want to ask you, when you hear the term high ticket, does that create rage in you the same way it creates rage in me? Like, I can't hear that term without like a fire erupting in my gut. And I'm not saying I'm angry at this person. I don't like that term just enrages me, and I'm trying to work my way through this.
So it
anger.
actually excites me and gives me so much confidence in myself, because I know that someone starting out trying to charge thousands of dollars a month for one-on-one fitness coaching isn't going to win and isn't going to like bad net for the industry. But on a personal level, someone who's short-sighted and trying to charge that much money to make as much as soon as possible, like, I just know that's not going to pan out. Meaning I know they're not going to, and there's no stealing. There's too much demand. We've talked about this, like abundance versus scarcity mindset. There's too much demand for fitness help in the world that it's not a competition against each other. But when I hear high ticket and I think of someone like trying to do high ticket, I immediately just think this isn't going to work out. Like, good luck.
Yeah. The only thing that I can sort of compare it to, and it's not the same at all, when I was a younger coach and I heard people say like, oh, like I just want to get toned, I would get mad because like toning, you can't tone your muscle, like that stupid like thing that younger coaches do, and they get really mad. It's like, it doesn't matter. You know exactly what they're trying to say. High ticket, I get sort of the same anger, but worse. And it's also, I think, for a better reason, because like, yeah, you can do high ticket, but it's like, I feel like it's such a buzzword in the business world. Yeah, you want to do high ticket coaching. This is my high ticket offering. Shut the fuck up. It's so annoying. Like, this is my high ticket coaching offer. You're a piece of shit is really what you are. It's like, I don't know. I hate that term and people use it. And it's interesting because the way that
I want to dig in. Why a piece of shit? Like, why does a high price point?
It's not the high price point. It's that's what you call the high price point. And it's like, it's what, you know what I mean? It's like, if you charge a lot of money for it almost feels like, the person who tells you what car they drive when there's no reason for them to tell you what car they drive. Mm-hmm. Right? It's like the person who's like, oh yeah, well, I drive what's a nice car? I'm not a
Bugatti.
car. I don't know. A Bugatti. A Bugatti. It's like, so yeah, I drive a Bugatti. It's like, okay, well, you're a fucking asshole. Like, why the hell did you tell me that? It's like, yeah, I do high ticket coaching. Okay, you're a fucking asshole. Like, I don't care.
Feels like they're
that's
bragging.
Basically your way of saying I charge a lot of money, right? It's like, it's a lot, as opposed to just being like, I do one-on-one coaching. Oh, cool. How much do you charge? Well, that's a different discussion. It's like, it's different to say I do high ticket coaching versus I just do one-on-one, even though you might be charging the same thing. And I feel like when people say I'm doing high ticket, they're explicitly letting you know, by the way, this is going to be very expensive and I charge a lot of money. I'm like, okay, asshole. Like, why is that part of the discussion? Yeah, it's douchey. You're a douche. You are a giant bag of douche. Is what
Okay. That's a reasonable reaction to it. How about practically and strategically? Like,
well, stupid. It's just and that's, people make stupid business decisions all the time that I don't get angry about. I feel I have more empathy for that. It's more just like the person who goes out of their way to let you know how much money they make or how much they charge, or to make it seem like people use their price point as a form of bragging, which I don't like. It's just like, shut up.
Got it.
Right? Or the person that you meet is like, you know how many followers I have? I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like that type of thing.
I see.
And I feel like in the business mastermind guru world, a lot of the people teaching, in quotes, like teaching others how to sell, they use high ticket in the same way that fitness people use use rapid fat loss or fat burners or something like that. They use that term because they think it's going to catch on and people are going to get hooked by it. Like, oh, high ticket. Oh, so I don't need that many clients. I just need a couple who pay me a lot of money. It's like, and I'm worth an incredible amount of money because I had someone, a very nice woman at the seminar yesterday that I gave in Austin. very nice, and I like her a lot. She basically was saying, I don't want to give away all of my secrets for free because then why are they going to hire me? And I was like, what secrets do you have? And she was like, what do you mean? I was like, what secrets do you have that they're not going to be able to find for free on Google or from somewhere else? And she was like, oh, that's a good point. I was like, give away everything for free because they're going to hire you because they trust you, not because of the secrets that you're hiding. There are no secrets in this industry. Mm-hmm. You've learned everything from someone else, probably because they were kind enough to teach you. So, I think a lot of these like guru marketers try and use this as a term to hook people in to sign up for their high ticket business coaching. When it's like when this person asked originally high ticket membership or one-on-one, I think one-on-one is quote unquote high ticket. It's just, one-on-one is your high price point. It's just how high are you going to make it? And that is entirely dependent on what you're comfortable with and what you feel, what makes sense for your business. For me, like going over 400 a month never felt good in terms of what I was offering, in terms of like no matter how much training I had, how much money I spent in school, how much money I spent on certifications, how much time I spent doing this, it never felt right for me to charge more than 4. And I'm not saying that's the number everyone should follow, but for me, that was the cap. So like that for me was my quote unquote high ticket, but that was the offer.
I'm going to dig in there. Was that 100% because you didn't feel good about charging it? Or was there any part of you that from a branding perspective felt like it was bad for your reputation for people to be like, oh, Syatt Fitness charges
zero part of me, zero. It was zero reputation.
Okay.
It was after years and years and years of doing one-on-one coaching and realizing and also making money and realizing the value of money and realizing how much 200 is versus 300 versus 400 versus 800 versus 1,000, and realizing my goal of, I want to try and help as many people as I can. It seemed incongruent and disingenuous to say, I want to help as many people as I can, but also I charge $1,000 a month for coaching. Mm-hmm. That seemed to me disingenuous and didn't feel congruent with what I was actually saying. Mm-hmm. Between 300 to 400 a month felt congruent in terms of, well, this is definitely, I'm absolutely worth, I know I'm worth even more than this, but this is definitely like, I'm worth this and it's actually doable for people that I want to help. So that it was zero about what people thought, and it was 100% about what's my actual goal here.
I gotcha. And that was based on your offering. Like, I also don't like the term or the business model. I don't like the business model because I think it makes sense to minimize variance as a risk management tool. And mm-hmm. what I mean by that is like maximal risk means you're in a binary situation where you either have a salary or you don't have a salary. So you're working for the man, your money's all coming from one person. If that one person, aka your employer, fires you, recession, 20%, whatever, fires you, then you have $0. High ticket, maybe you're charging $5,000 a month to 5 different clients. Okay. So you're making $25,000 a month. You're crushing it. But if 2 people stop working with you, that's a 40% drop mm-hmm. in your income. Mm-hmm. It's a 40% drop in your revenue. It's probably an even bigger drop in your income, percentage-wise. If you're working with 30 or 40 or 50 clients at a more reasonable $200, $300, $400 a month, and 2 people or 3 people or 4 people cancel, you're minimizing variance by having a larger sample size. You can weather that storm much easier than you have 3 high-ticket clients, 2 canceled. Now you only have 1 client. Now you're worried about paying your bills. And so strategically, that's another reason why charging less and working with more clients, even if it means less time per client, makes sense.
Yeah, that I'm with you 100%. And the stress involved in it, let's say you're charging $5,000 a client or even $1,000 a month per client, whatever it is, whatever your high ticket offer is, you have to be going above and beyond. Mm-hmm. Like you are starting from an over-promising perspective. Like you have to go out of your way and like you better be ready to reply to the text at any time of day. You better be ready to take a call anytime. Like what are you charging that much money for? Your access. It's access to you. You better be available when that person, because if you're paying $5 a month for something, you want immediate access, period, end of story.
Of course. Yeah.
So the amount of stress on you in order to deliver, just to meet the basic deliverables of what you've promised is going to be unbelievably stressful compared to having 40, 50 clients, even 30, 40, 50 clients paying $200, $300, $400 a month. It's like way less stressful. You lose 5 of those people, 7, 10 of those people, percentage-wise, it's a much more reasonable hit. And it's easier in order to get more people back at that lower cost than it is to try and convince someone for this huge amount of money on a monthly basis. It just doesn't make sense to me.
You make a great point about the offering has to be different if you're going to charge more, both like from a business perspective and from a right and wrong perspective. And I'm not going to name her, but we have a good example of someone in the mentorship who charges $800 a month, has a lot of clients, and does a really good job. She's jumping on FaceTime with them multiple times a month.
Killing it.
She's replying to text messages. She is delivering more. It's a higher touch service, which justifies a higher dollar mark. And so there are situations there where it makes sense, but it's like, oh, and just 15x your price, but have the same offering, call it like that is what we're against.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and she does amazing. She's on FaceTimes all the time. She's interacting with people. Her client retention's insane. You just have to ask, is that what you want? Like, do you want to be doing that? And if you are cool with that, amazing. If you'd rather have a little bit more relaxed, maybe just everything via email, don't charge that much. And just don't call your coaching high ticket for,
because it bothers Jordan. So you
it's
shouldn't
just
do it.
Annoying.